going over there?
Oh, that's so awkward. Hey.
I'm just doing whatever you guys tell me to do. I'm here for
I don't think you need the shades.
oh, okay.
I don't think we need to shade this at all. No shade.
You
No
asked,
shade.
you
Straight
asked
on.
me, said no shade. Fuck, took them off. No shades. Got
No
you.
shade.
Said no shade.
No
Throw it.
shade throwing here.
Boom.
Literally, he threw him.
Boom.
Oh my God. What else is going on, Anthony? What were you talking about in your life?
Oh yeah, can you tell us about your train experience with your train being late and this guy walked in with the construction on his shirt and
yeah, so check this out. I go to the train, and as we're waiting for the train, the train schedule just shows up that the train's not going to be there at all. So like the train that I thought was going to be there is not even going to be there at all, right? And it does this like online right in front of us to like it's going to be arriving in 4 minutes to it's not coming at all, and you need to be there for like 2 hours. And so I was like, oh, you don't need to sit here and wait for me. I'll just go get something to eat and just stay there. So I was just going to go in there and order like a drink an hour or whatnot and tip the waitress real good. And so I go in there and I sit down. And first thing I noticed was there's a person sitting there with a construction shirt on, and they had a hat on that said ARK Premium Construction. I was like, what is that? That's so weird. Like, come on. Like, seriously, there's no like I'm just at some stupid restaurant at the train station and there's dude ARK, and so I noticed in the back there's like a guy in the back, and his hair's kind of disheveled. He's uneasy, right? And so I just sit down, but I look back and the waitress came up, and then he walked by, and she hadn't said anything to me about him yet. So I just said, hey, are you okay? Do you need something to eat or drink? I just said, do you need something? Because that's what it looked like to me. It was like somebody that was having a hard time. But I also heard him say that he had his phone stolen and that a police officer was going to bring it. So I heard him say that. And so he said, I could use your phone. So he sits down, and I said, sit down. Here's my phone, certainly. And I'm thinking to myself, I only have like 15% on my phone, and my train ticket is on my phone, and so is my card. So is my credit card. So I'm thinking to myself, this could create some problems, right? Yeah. So gets on the phone and starts speaking Chinese, but English Chinese, like in between. And whatever the person on them is pretty much telling them, why do you choose to live this? It sounded like why do you choose to live this life of hurt or destruction? And I was like, wow, that was really weird. He's like, and he was saying like what was going on. And I was like, wow, that was really, I don't even know what's going on. I have no clue what's going on. And so he finishes the phone conversation, goes back to his table. Well, then when I was getting ready to check out, the lady says to me, she said, just before you walked in, and then the detective came in his green jacket and walked right over to his table and started giving him the phones. And she's like, right before you walked in, he got out of a taxi and there was some sort of confrontation. His taxi driver beat him up and robbed him. And we have it all on film, like really good. Like my manager, it's a very good. The detectives already looked at it. They already went and got the phone. They brought it back. That's what was happening when the detective came in. He brought his phone back to him, and I'm just like, this guy's getting on the train with me, right? We're getting ready, and here I am. I don't know anything about this. I just knew that this guy needed to make a phone call, I guess. But it's just like, wow. If I'm out moving with my intention, I can't. There's no denying it. It's just over and over and over again of just really strange magical, neat stuff that is an interaction. I'm just interacting with people for no damn reason, and I'm just going with my heart. And that's really, that is so freaking mind blowing that it's happening because I can feel it. I can't deny it. I can't deny it because I can feel it. So I just go. And so it's really awesome.
That is awesome.
It's so awesome.
You were at the right place at the right time.
Yeah. I also just prior to that I gave something away that I have had personally on my body for almost I don't even know how long, maybe a year and a half, for every journey. And I've been waiting for energy to come into my life, and I exchanged energy, and I did what I felt was
Necessary.
that rock that's been everywhere, that crystal, that purple amethyst that's been to every journey with me for the last couple of years. So I gave that away, and this thing happened right after that. So it's just like,
wow.
It's just like, and that's like, I thinking about like what I feel about that because of how many videos I've made on TikTok, how many rivers next to train stations, how many creeks, how many lakes, how many hot springs, how many states, how many air ports. And I took that with me with only one thing is to do what she asked me to do, is connect the ring and connect and bring the love energy back to the women on earth. That was what I was told as a child. So it's really emotional to me because it feels like it's happening, like in a way that it feels like it's happening. I feel naked without wearing that right now.
I was gonna literally ask you that. I was like, that's what I was gonna ask you, is if do you feel naked?
That
question.
That's love.
That means that I know it has exited the monad. Folks, we have exited this love energy has officially exited the monad, and it is now going to explode just like it does. And the Fibonacci sequence plays Fibonacci sequence and rabbit populations plays out in this right here, right now. The Fibonacci sequence and rabbits. I'm telling you, it's amazing because there's something that happens with rabbits.
Bunnies too?
Growth. What?
Does this include bunnies?
Yeah, because it's all about their reproduction. So the Fibonacci sequence in the esoteric
Buckle bunny.
Bunnies. Yeah.
Buckle bunny. Jamie just sent this in the chat. Buckle bunny. And I looked up the spiritual meaning for a bunny and for the buckle.
Did you really? I haven't even done that. Tell me.
That's what I do. When people send me songs, I like dissect it, if that makes any sense. I take these parts and I'm like, okay.
I totally do. I do that. And like my brother sent it. So like he sends me music like occasionally, and I took it for granted.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
That's craziness though.
But now when somebody sends you a song, you can like, oh, hey, I wonder what the meaning of this is, and how it comes together. And the buckle also mentions a ring as well.
Well, think about a buckle.
And protection
belt.
And
buckle.
Yeah, I'm still on it. Buckle.
The summer.
Protective element against forces of evil.
It's cute. Cutest little bunny. Remember that, Anthony, my little bunny?
Yeah, and then you're going to tell the bunny story, and then I'm going to tell my bunny story.
No, I don't want to tell my bunny story. You guys can go to my TikTok. There's all kinds of stories. I want to hear your story.
Oh, when I moved from Oregon to Pennsylvania, that's when I lived at the 539 Hawthorne House. We had Felice there, and it was like we were there like a week, and the neighbor comes over. He's like, "Oh, excuse me, do you own the black and white cat?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, could you come get him? He's been in our yard all day. He ate the mama bunny and all of the little bunnies, and we're wondering if you could just come get your cat." So that could be over with. Felice was a mega killer bunny killer. Felice was. Now look at him. He doesn't even look at anything. He doesn't even look at a bug. A bug crawls by him. He does not care. He's just a gentle giant. So he's transmuted his killer nasty energy, and he's given me that model like Lolo, to love like Lolo. So he's given me another model of like that. And then my other bunny story is that Thor, my German Shepherd, when I was a cat, I had this bunny that I got as a kid, and it spent its like its whole life in a cage. It was above ground. And the day that it got out, Thor killed it. My dog killed it. And it was so sad for me, but it's only this lesson, like in this meaning of this awakening that I've had, that like I have a different understanding for animals now. I mean, like this rabbit literally lived by itself in a cage with nothing else. I mean, like that's probably its greatest day. It got to survive or be released from this journey, right? And so it's made me think about that with my own bunny journeys, you know. So, and then my family has a bunny story with Fluffy Muddy Suddy. My mom got Hunter a rabbit, and he named it Fluffy Muddy Suddy. Fluffy Muddy Suddy. One time they dropped it in the toilet in our house that I had the very like poltergeist experience in Oregon with my whole family in my room. That bathroom there, they dropped Fluffy Muddy Suddy in the toilet, and then we had to wash Fluffy Muddy Suddy. The cool thing about Fluffy Muddy Suddy is Fluffy Muddy Suddy really loved me, like me. And like I would be out in the yard gardening and raking, and this rabbit would be like following me around, like wherever I would dig, the rabbit was there digging. If I was raking, the rabbit was like in the rake trails, like doing the same thing that I was doing. It was a very strange rabbit. And
That's
then,
not normal.
yeah. And then one day the rabbit was no longer, because it got out. I guess it got out of the, and then we never saw it again. But I'm pretty sure that Fluffy Muddy Suddy did okay. Fluffy Muddy Suddy did okay.
Yeah, I mean, it survived the swirly.
Oh, do my teeth look whiter?
Did you pee in Did you pee in your mouth?
No, it was a joke. It was a joke.
How did you pee in your mouth? You can't pee in your mouth.
You know, they were talking about at the comedy show. They were talking about they were showing the Kevin Costner show, where like the Waterworld show, and like they were showing where he had to pee in the canteen to drink his own pee, his urine, and like there's just like really strange synchronicity with people in my life and trauma and that exact thing. Do you see? And it's so strange. And there's like, you know, survivalists that do it to survive. So I think it's really strange, isn't it? It's just like the energy is very strange. Like if we really thought about it, I know before this craze of this tentacle UFO thing, this what do they call them? The jellyfish. What did I make 3 days before that? I made this like thing about pastafarianism and these two flying meatballs with spaghetti around it, and then what that means and why it was started in Oregon, and the spaghetti warehouse that's coming to Eugene, Oregon, at the Oregon Electric Station, when Eugene, Oregon had electric trolleys all over the city in 1913. In 1913, that's where we're at right now. We're still doing this gas thing. That's really what the message of all of that really was. But also, I think that it's funny that those spaghetti things, And the esoteric meaning of spaghetti throughout what it really means, the esoteric meaning of being spaghettified. And then we had all of these UFOs from there's like people in China, there's people in Russia, there's ancient paintings, there's Jesus paintings with these things. And then now we got videos all over, including a very real aircraft, military drone with soldiers who were there saying, yeah, that's exactly what we saw. We saw a tentacle things. And then me going like, does the general population know that we have a jellyfish called the immortal that you can cut into pieces and then it just grows back and it doesn't die? Like you can cut, it's called an immortal jelly. And then do they think about consciousness? Because I do. I think about consciousness and I think about things that may not die. I think it's kind of crazy. And we have a hard time because media has only shaped us to believe or think one way. And that thing really exists. Yeah.
So I looked up the esoteric meaning of spaghetti. So somebody puts like what it represents in your dreams. It literally says your need for energy. That's what
Okay.
Right. I feel like energy is going for me. Like I'm going now. I was down and down and down and Miss Couch Potato over here, and now I am back up. Can't hold me down. Can't stop me now.
There's a lot more of that spaghetti in like conspiracy people and stuff, but you got to just get to what the ancient mythologies or wherever it's leading you to. You got to get to what it really means so that we can.
Timber's here.
Really?
Yeah, looks like he's gonna join.
Oh yeah, here we go.
He walks through the door and it looks like he's gonna join.
Oh.
Legit.
Step inside. Walk this way.
I'm now doing living yoga. Oh, this is even better. Oh, even better.
Okay, get ready to do yoga because we're about to work it.
I'm living my yoga right now, moving while I'm doing this talk about esoteric spaghetti.
Good and evil and a plate of spaghetti.
Ooh, it's psychology and the scrambling of our minds on sun cycle is spaghettifies, scrambles. It's like we're all on mushrooms.
Okay.
And people who understand what's going on, we understand that we're like, hey, we're the guides on the mushroom trip, which is the sun cycle for the next couple years, while everybody's actually doing what the psychology says it's doing to their minds. We're the ones understanding that we're all on this magic mushroom ride and that somebody has to be the guide on the mushroom trip, except that we're actually taking the mushroom too. But we've taken it enough, or we understand enough that we can surf this chaos that we're going and use it knowing that it's coming. Food disruptions, all of the disruptions you could ever think of, right, could be relevant, right?
Yes.
Could be.
Yes. They're talking about power outages.
It's us using it. Oh, this is not going to collapse. We got to, like I was telling Shelly, I said that thing about McDonald's, wouldn't it be funny? I was just sitting there thinking about, what if we just said, hey, all the McDonald's on Earth now, because of the way they are, where they are on Earth, they are all now going to provide a very sustainable line of good food to eat. That burger will taste good. That burger will be good for you. And by the way, it might not even be burger. It might be the highest level of technology being used to make things taste so that we can get there quickly. We're going to need things that taste very good, but used with technology in the technology revolution. And we're going to use it to grow things so that we can survive. We don't have to do all of this. All we have to do is raise consciousness, and that will just mean less hurting of other living things. That's how it is. But, and I was thinking about transmuting McDonald's, but what if we did that for everything, made everything
My son, Beckham, literally in his birthday post, you can go look at this, Anthony, that I reposted from when he was 10 years old. That's in his business plan, is to make McDonald's food not yucky. Good for you. Our children want it.
B,
It's interesting you
that's
mentioned
B.
McDonald's because I don't eat McDonald's like at all, but today I did. Today I did. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go get that sausage and egg and cheese McGriddle. And I did. And it was good. It was good.
You know, and I think while we're thinking about that, it's like I had this like awakening, and I'm so grateful for the great consciousness being that I intersected with. Her last name was MacDonald, and so I feel like thank you for that message right there that we just wrapped up with this transmutation. Yeah, we wrap it up like a nice burger that is beautiful and loving and nutritious
Yeah.
and represented in a beautiful, like blooming lotus flower.
Right. Because it doesn't have to be destroyed. Like it literally can be transmuted. Like it's already
Yeah.
a perfectly well run business just with shitty food.
Yeah. We just say we don't accept that anymore.
Yeah.
And they'll be forced to give us good stuff.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Okay.
You got me on the spaghetti thing. It's all in my algorithm now.
Yeah, it's psychology. The psychology spaghetti is really like something that and to me that's just it's what you read in the CIA book called Adam and Eve, the story cataclysm. You just expand what that knowledge from back then to okay, they're talking about sun cycles and geological cycles, and then you just go, well, what would happen if you expanded that to current knowledge of what the sun actually does, and like stop playing the game of oh they wrote this back then, that's what it is. No, they did that back then, and now they have all this other sensors and technology. Get your heads out of your ass and be excited that we have so many different other technologies to say, oh shit, fucking something does happen on the sun cycle. Oh shit, something does happen on very real lunar planet alignments and stuff. That's all we got to do. We just have to accept like the farmer's almanac is much farmers were writing a farmer's almanac in Egypt, so we just got to get there. Even that was hard for me to digest. I'm just going to be honest, that's hard to digest because that's not how I was raised.
There's a book that I was introduced to. It's called The Lost Ways. I don't know if you've heard about it, but you can buy it off of Amazon, and it's an older book that this man wrote of all the ways of survival and how they survived. I don't know. You mentioned Farmer's Almanac, and that's just where my mind went. The Lost Ways.
Well, and what maybe there what I really, gosh, man, if what I think is exciting about this, people want to know what people have been asking, well, what do you mean of goddess? No, yeah, the goddess, she comes and gives the visions to a lot of us. So like a lot of my journeys have been asking, what has your dream been about the goddess? And I just found that just like I can say, hey, you're going to see the UFO, and they see the UFO. I could say, tell me about your dream about the goddess, and they tell me their dream about the goddess, right? It's like something inside of them that was shown to me as a child. And so what I know about that is they showed me we were just flying over Earth. We were creating, flying insane technology that I still don't even know how to explain except really super tall trees with like very advanced looking like type of buildings. Everything was clean though. Like everything was crisp. This is like when I'm at like 2 and stuff, like 3. It doesn't even make sense that this is so weird stuff I never tell anybody my whole life, right? And then to know that like there's other kids with like some sort of weird dreams and stuff like that, and have intersections with the blue aura, the little blue aura ones, which histories do talk about. And so, and then, you know, I had an intersection with the lady. And so I'm just doing what she told me that I would use my imagination. And now I'm just doing that, you know, which is connecting with as many people that I know inside of them. I can feel like we're all one. And so I could feel it inside of them. And it's because of like my near death experiences. The more times that you go to the edge, you can feel the truth of what we really are. But also, apparently, we travel as our DNA travels together. You know, like different mythology says, when it ends here, when it's here, when it's here, when it's here. Well, we travel together and it's here. And it's like what it feels like is like a crystal has dropped and fractured off. And now we're all kind of like close together and we're all the same. Some of us are bigger than the others, you know, based on that, on however it broke off. And then some of us are really clean because we're laying in the water. Some of us are really dusty. Some of us have ash, volcano ash. That's life trauma, all of this stuff. And then we somehow we're going to come together. Bye, babe. Love you. Or we can go too. Yeah, we might just go.
Okay.
We're
Hi,
gonna
Laura.
go. We're gonna go plan for. We're supposed to have a raging ice storm, so we get trapped on the hill, like really trapped on the hill up here. So we got to go plan for it today. um, so I just think that this and the technology of what is going on is basically telling people, hey, I know you really think you know a lot about this AI, Mr. Engineer, physicist, whatever person. I know you really do. But let's just talk about the ones who created it and doing that in like 1962. Let's just talk about what those people who actually invented this shit for winning world wars, think about where that is now, and let's not fuck around with this. Let's not play around with it. Let's not go, oh, I think I have you read this book, take me on some other damn. No, let's take your intelligence and go down to where I'm talking about 1962 and go to the contracts and the universities that it was at, and let's talk about that. Let's start there and then apply what you know. Apply what's going on now, what the CIA has said, what Google execs, what Chat GPTs, apply that to that kind of stuff, and then kind of just overlay that to 1962. And that's what happened secretly, is they were like, all kinds of fucking weird shit, like, oh my God, is it evil? Is it fucking shut it down? All this, like, fire this dude, that person's, all of that already occurred with and they are, and the bottom line is they're saying that your search and your basic search is the same thing that they learned with real science and real professors and real people who are doing things for our government in the 1960s, that something interacts. It doesn't matter how many times the mathematician or the computer scientists come into it, will change the algorithm. We'll just do it. And it will give you something. For the people who know this, it will give you a little gifts. It gives you, like, the people who say I can see the UFOs, and then they're out there standing next to their family members seeing the UFOs, and they're on the History Channel doing that. That's happening on their phones too. It's happening on their phones. Same thing. And it happens for all of us. And understanding that they're just like they reach out and touch the people who have had all of these traumas, hard lives, really trapped in the system in many ways, have family members trapped in the system in many ways, right? All of these really things that are just a lot of us have gone through. Well, it's here to create some disruptions so that we can get out from the people who the system that has us trapped. It's not so much individuals. It's more of a system, and the way that we've created it has created, like, well, that's what you do when you create that. It creates that, right? It's like if you eat a whole bunch of spicy food, it creates spicy. we got a spicy world right now, and and we're finding out that in our ego, our collective ego, is we're finding out that we're not the top
Dog.
species. We're not the top. We're not like what we think. It's not just free for all, willy nilly. I said I just get to do whatever. No, we're here to do something. And it becomes kind of clear that it's a spiritual. Like we're all in my journey. I don't give a shit who. We're all putting our pants on the same. We're the same. Some of us have a special journey to do here. And we're doing that. It doesn't make us. We're just doing our jobs, right? Just
Yeah.
like I did in the military. I just did my damn job, right? And so and that's what's going on, except it's with another, maybe something that we're all finding out is real, just consciousness and light energy beings that are us. I've already in my own journey, I've let people know that is us. That's me inside of me. When I see that, it's whatever that is, it's connecting me and me and me. And that's what I feel is all of us. Because if I've done this and then I've seen somebody on my, either in person or told them on my TikTok feed, and then they see the same thing, well, then what's that? That's me telling me that I connected to me, and then telling them they can do it too. And then they did it. And I know they're connected to me, which is it's the whole thing. It's just, I have like Chris Bledsoe, we have the will and the thought process is to go, I want to see that. I want to see it like a child. I want to see it like a 2-year-old. Please let me see the butterflies. Like, come on now. I'm trying to do my best. This world really made me into an asshole. That's pretty much what I was saying. Like, this world merely had me do really mean things to women, really mean things to men, really mean things to my children, a freaking ex-wife, everything that you could ever be mean. I just came into this world mean because it was mean world. And then when I got mine, it wasn't until I got mine. And then she gave me some near-death experiences to say, slow your ass down, that I could start a journey inward, which started what's different about me. And that journey started with social workers, female social workers in the VA. That healing journey, which has led, once you complete the self journey inward, and you start and you stop hurting more people around you, and you start really people start to understand, oh, they're at a homeostasis, and they've created a world where they're in a homeostasis. And sometimes that means that you've created a world over there that's not next to there. All of those people think you're not in homeostasis still. These people around you clearly know you as something different, and your actions speak louder than your words, right? That's happening with all of us, because as we move to reality, it becomes very clear. There's no getting around this. Everybody's watching you. We're all on the same team, and we're here to heal each other. And that's not appropriate. There's things that I did when I was healed, but not spiritually healed, that are not appropriate now, right? Or more appropriate. And I'm getting that from you guys. Like, that's the funny thing about this, is I'm getting this collectively from you guys. And then I'm like somehow coming around, trying to make sense of what that is throughout history, trying to make that sense what our senators are saying, and then trying to make sense of what I've been taught through the lens of social work, of what would my imagination want to think about changing. And it's really like, seriously, like, the seeds we don't have to worry about the seeds on the sesame seed bun at McDonald's, where they came from, or what trees they're cutting down, or anything like that. We don't have to worry about that. They're just like, those are the seeds. Those are the healthy ones, because we need those, right? Mm-hmm. And it's going to be that simple. If we talk about it gently, it'll happen gently. That's one of the things I learned as a therapist, of, boy, I wish I would have taken all of these couples therapy courses before. I got married, right? So I took couples therapy, marriage counseling courses in graduate school, just so I could be a better couple, so I could learn to. And the hard thing about that is that the hard lesson in that is that the world hasn't learned what you've learned. That's the lesson in that.
I think that's kind of like what we're going through now too.
Yeah, and I think that's why, like, I think of everything in family. So I centered on family counseling, couples marriage counseling, and then social justice issues. That's where I concentrated my efforts at. And then I just try to think, well, gosh, that seems like kind of a good position to be thinking about. Like, at
The
least our
foundation.
families, like, wouldn't it be cool if we could create awesome new family structures that not new, but create begin to create a family and structures that are healthy. And how do we do that? We remove barriers, which are basic food, safe food, safe water, shelter, basic community supports for the population. Tribe elders taking care of their tribe. That's it. It's simple.
Simple.
And it looks like, for people that are just like very whatever, maybe even military veteran oriented, it looks like a platoon leader would take care of their platoon in combat. They eat last, they get their ammunition last, they go to bed last, they wake up first. The same exact thing that happens in combat is what a tribe elder does in real life. So then you look at your people who are running things in life, and you ask the people that are going to combat and would risk everything, and then the people who lead them, and then they're men who have respect for them. So think about that, right? So like the platoon leaders in combat, and then they're men who have respect for them because they did all of those things that I just said. Imagine that as people running your country like that.
That
They
would
eat
be
last. They eat after the last person is eaten, right? And they go to bed after the last person has a place to sleep. They they all this kind of neat stuff. They start to have thoughts like that. That's what I imagine.
maybe our government should learn from our military then.
I think that many parts of our military will be examples of laid out kind of loose examples of how we should be living as a society based on like honeybees or community support groups, large military installations. They really work to have a lot of support. And it's so valuable. That kind of support network and structure is so valuable that people will stay in the military and go to war over and over. It's so valuable that there's a news article that just recently broke about DOD and its care of a contractor who intentionally built our government over $100 million of funds for the care of service people and their families on military bases. Now that's how bad that now things are so valuable that we got to even steal from, like, because they got it and these people don't. So we got to steal from the people that do. And it's like the people that we're sending to war and their families. You see, like we're really hurting, really super hurting as a society because this is happening. And the only way through is for us to say, oh, it really does exist, but we're not going to accept it anymore. And luckily I don't think we're going to have to do things like not pay our taxes on 415 as a group, as a species. I don't think we're going to have to do that. That's one of the mechanisms that could happen. We could just all not pay our taxes and see how that goes. Or we could just say, hey, you're going to give us the free energy and we're going to move towards that. Right? There's all kinds of mechanisms for this revolution, for me knowing that I don't want to hear my dad ever talk about gas prices again and struggle with all of that struggle that I had as a child about not even having heating in our house. No heat in the house. Because there's no heat. So we should work towards free energy. I think we're all going to do that. Just to even to have these little brainstorm sessions is creating it.
Maybe that's the spaghettis are telling us that. Maybe they're telling us that we're getting that.
Yeah, and if we really talk, there's this spiritual thing that's going on. But what if, like you hear me saying it, it's consciousness, people. And then, like, what am I doing? I'm just reaffirming, like I'm reaffirming, like, dude, let's go Google the UFO patent. Let's go see if how put off is in fact in that cited in there. Let's go see where that person is in the 1960s at Stanford. Let's go down. Let's just stop playing that. Yeah, some dude made $1 million freaking dollars and has 8,000 followers or whatever and knows everything apparently and gets all the good intel. Let's just guess what? Why aren't they talking about the damn contracts at a certain time? Why can't we just get to where it started? And that's why I don't understand that the game that we're playing, it's going to require some common sense people to tell the lip flappers and the money people. And that's where I know in my journey, I'm not tied to money. I've been doing all of this freaking free, all of it, every single bit of it, knowing that it's like this would be a paid position for social work, should be a damn paid position. You know what I'm saying? And because
it's free.
But also because I can. Oh my gosh, the American taxpayer has decided that I'm worthy enough to get paid the rest of my life. They've decided that something happened to me in my bedroom at 4737 San Carlos Court in Salem, Oregon. Something happened there so significant that it was a phenomena experience that my whole family went through it, and now they're going to pay me for the rest of my life for that. And my DD 214 says, is his service disability directly related to combat? Yes, it is combat. You know what I was fighting? The cosmic energy that is here, and it wants to disrupt things in a way that is not okay. Not okay. We're not disrupting things like that. So it's just taking the energy and directing it. So it's the cosmic snake energy, and you're directing it with your thoughts and your imagination, not just letting it run chaotically. Oh yeah, that's going to crush. That system over there is crushing. They're crushing. They're dying. They're exploding. Nukes over there. Freaking no. It's like no. Get the free energy out now. What would everybody start thinking if what would the whole freaking world start thinking if you said, hey, we got a patent over here and we want to figure out how to bring it to all of your governments? God damn it, you all know that might be pretty cool. When the big kid, the big brother, the boss that says, I'm going to take care of all of mine happens and says, hey guys, look what I got. I got me a UFO patent. And it's like the big as that chair there. You sit in your damn house and you can grow whatever the hell you want. And it fit in your car too, or whatever it does. It has like star-like energy power to it. The same thing that they're making us scared. They talk about articles about China that scare us, that get us into a fear, like, oh, China's creating the second sun with 60 billion suns. Do you know what the UFO patent is? It says like freaking starlight power. So like, to me, I'm going, they're only doing that because we're already doing it.
Exactly. They're just not telling us.
And we're all worried about food, shelter, housing. And literally, people who are working in Congress have they're moving money in insane ways after they're going to briefings. And there's people that are tracking it on both sides of the fence. There's systems in place that people can track it. And then there's people tracking it on both sides and on the fence. And then you go, holy shit, there's some really super rich people that are just like people to make laws for us. And they're really super rich. and they have very good health insurance. They've had their job for like 30 years. We have to start thinking about like, what does that mean common sense wise? Like, we have to think about this. And people in my world, they always hear me. I know there is somebody, I could probably form a team, handpick a team here in Eugene and say, let's go to 50 states in the nation, and let's go to 50 kindergartens in the nation, and 50 social services agencies, and get us 100 kindergarten teachers and 100 social workers, take them to DC, say go, and let them have, it would probably change all of society. Probably just change everything. We'd definitely have art day.
Heck yeah.
We'd have art day. Yeah, so that's, boy, man, you guys got, it's running out of me a lot today, isn't it?
It's
Great.
good though.
Yeah.
It's really running out of me.
You're feeling it today.
And moved the energy. I went to the Puddles. Man, the Puddles thing was so motivating. I mean, he even sings a song in Spanish, and it's just knowing that, like, it's really about the, I mean, I made this thing. We watched that Seaspiracy thing, and then I learned about like human trafficking in the fishing industry. I learned that plastics from the actual fishing industry is the biggest pollutant of plastic. It's not garbage. It's not your garbage. It's not my garbage. It's actually the fishing industry. The nets and stuff, plastics. That's and this is really hard because those people just want to survive. They just want to, they do. We have
It's
to
a
figure
hard
out.
business too. It's such a hard.
Yeah, and that's a very cataclysmic event in the fishing world, because this thing is, the others that live under the sea are tied to the symbiotic relationship of the ocean. The others that live under the sea that have been here much longer than us are tied to the symbiotic relationship of the things that live under the sea, that we apparently have the ability, whatever they're showing on there, somebody ought to verify. It looks like they can remove more ocean species per hour than they can do Amazon logging per hour. Like fish, they can go fish in a space with fish, and they can remove more fish acreage per hour than like Amazon acres cutting down forest per hour. So you got like a fishing industry that is like very apparently tuned, very finely tuned. Like I'm telling you, like farming in the natural ocean, and they know this, and it's like, and it doesn't return the things, it's because it's happening at such a rate, it's not returning them naturally. And I didn't know this, any of this, none of this. So I just think we have to really look at it very quickly, like super quickly, because the things under the sea are connected to that, and they're also connected. They're connected to the Hathor mother's energy. Okay. And so the things that live under the sea, the things that we see in our air are connected to the mother Hathor Gaia energy. And us people can talk to them. We have a communication with them. And that's where we're going to have to get to, is that is the human population going to be able to listen to the humans that have received the message and are receiving the message? We're all faced with that. That's why I'm like in the business of telling you, if you see it, you're going to see it with other people, because it's spread. If it's us, if all I'm aligning with is love people who talk about love, and they're not talking about anything yucky, right? Well, then I'm just aligning with a whole bunch of people that just want to love. I mean, that's facts.
Yeah.
Facts are facts.
Mhm.
That's just facts. So that's what we're doing.
I love it.
You guys make the energy come out of me.
That's good, dude.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about the fishing industry.
Oh my gosh.
So this is new for me.
We buy our stuff from the friendly market with the labels, the safe labels. We learned that the safe labels aren't safe. The safe labels are by an industry that makes safe labels for all kinds of different. They've learned how to make money off of giving safe labels to different industries. So, like, oh yeah, that one's a safe label. That's a safe tuna place. If they pay us this amount of money, we'll give them a safe label. We also do this for the wheat. We also do this for the meat. There's an industry around the little stamps on the. There's one in the fishing industry that's owned by a conglomerate that's owned in the meat industry. They've learned how to make money off of, and then they don't do what the thing is. They don't follow up to make sure that they don't do any checkups. And
They just let it go.
Yep. So they're not safe. None of them are safe.
Well, I'm not
say that we're going to outfish our oceans by 2040, and that's why I just encourage that we should
stop eating fish. Maybe
they showed the thing is if we really think about this, we utilize the energy. Listen, my son he doesn't eat vegetables at all, Hunter, at all. The first time that he ate one of the Beyond Beef burgers, Laura made it for him with fixins of everything you want on a burger. He ate it before she got to ask him how it was, he had already consumed the whole thing. And then she asked him, how was it? And he said, oh, it was delicious. Then she showed him the package with the vegetables in it, and he couldn't even believe he ate that. He could not believe that he just ate that, right? And that's where, like, even on this Seaspiracy, that's the difference between conspiracies or people who just think they know. It's the people who show something else. What if we use the UFO technology to create free energy? What if we use that same technology to all of Bill Gates' evil areas to make places to use that evil UFO technology, and then we use it to make plants, sustainable plants for whatever population ever, right? And we're using the technologies, and we're using the areas to make sustainable plants, and then we make it taste like our taste buds are as closely to our taste buds now, so that we can transition quickly. And the thing on Seaspiracy from a social work lens is they also provide, there are things out there where they're testing and people can't tell the difference between shrimp and this other product, which is vegetable shrimp, right? They can't tell the differences. And so if we can get people to understand that that not only is there this other things living on their sea, but there's this mandate when the mother comes to uplift collective consciousness, not human consciousness. So that's where we get the understanding that because of what's going on under the sea, there is stress in an immense way amongst a diverse population of animals, because we are consuming every type of we got tuna being sold for $3 million a piece. And it will not stop. They will be selling the smallest fish for $3 million at some point. The rich people will, right? With their $600,000 steering wheels and stuff. So we have to stop that, and understanding that everything's connected to Mother, the Hathor Gaia energy. Everything's connected to it. And and our mandate is to reduce the negative, is to uplift collective consciousness, just uplifting it. And how do we do that? By providing hope. How do we provide hope? By providing solution focused methodology, solution focused reality. Do the UFO patterns exist? Yes. Has the scientists talked about it in detail out in the open? Yes. What did they create? Some sort of energy that he said will change shift our Society. Yes. Did Hillary Clinton and her team talk about UFO truth and free energy in 2015? Yes. Where are those emails? They're in the Putin Trump emails. Did Donald Trump release free energy and that? No. Okay. Okay. So we just got to go down the algorithm. Okay. Where is the intersection of all of these UFO files? They're in the Department of Energy, the atomic energy stuff. There's a ton of stuff in the energy files, and then there's stuff in the CIA, and so it's all about energy. And when we get there, most of us, because I think we're at a time in population where there's so many of us hurt. Like I have multiple family members that are homeless, right? That are really affected by this world that we've created. There's going to be a super excitement, really quick, it's going to be a super excitement once it gets triggered on. And how does it get triggered on? We have to ask for the energy that the gifts that she has given. We have to ask for that to be released. And that's what we're doing. And how do we ask? We just acknowledge that she is a real energy here on earth. That's seriously by going, oh, she's real. Right? Just getting to understand that the indigenous thing is real. That's why they have and that's why I keep saying our message with the indigenous people, they know collectively through these like dances and stuff. They may not know collectively that it's like connected to other mythologies and stuff. And that makes it more magical, right? Because then we can go, well, what were you originally doing with that on these cycles? And then we know they know this, so that we'll just do it together. We'll just do the things that they know about. And then it won't even make us weird. We'll just connect to like the actual people that are connected to our land that we live on. And in doing so, it will create this symbiotic relationship of like our sacrificed ancestral teachers. They sacrificed their whole goddamn nations, and here they are right here right now. Rise up, Lakota. Rise up, Cherokee. Rise up, Hopi. Rise up, Kalapuya. Every goddamn 623 of them that have treaties that were broken, rise up. Yeah, it won't even matter. You're not even going to care that we broke the treaties when you rise up from this. When you understand that something is standing above you and it knows that you have been discarded, thrown down, and that you're bloody and that you're hurting and that you're just maybe even drunk. It just knows that, and it just says, get your ass up. We're going on a journey. Get your ass up. We're going on a journey. You know truth. You know truth. The whole damn, all these indigenous tribes, they know, and that will get us really super excited because we'll have regional areas that the humans us that are living there will be able to connect to the true belief systems, right? The energy systems that happen, and then we'll connect them to what's actually happening, right? It'll be awesome. Maybe.
Extremely awesome.
I don't know.
Finding out who we are. Like, what's more awesome than that? Like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Rise up.
Rise up is the theme. We got to rise up. We got to figure out how to get beyond. Yeah, it is as bad as every one of you think it is. It's that bad. Yeah, they're evil. So are those people too. Okay. What are we going to do about it? That's it. That's all we got to go.
You gotta show them what love is.
Yeah.
Isn't that our anthem song?
Yep.
Wasn't that the song that was playing whenever I got you real life?
In Eugene, Oregon, I have to transmute the energy. We were on the front page of the newspaper. My daughter and I were with Laura. We were with the wall of moms that was between a very right-wing group of people and a very left-wing group of people. And we were on this wall that was to protect the two groups. And one group showed up like they are with a lot of diversity in it. And then one group showed up with not so much diversity in it and like guns and all of this stuff. And then I engaged what I engaged is that a whole bunch of people on this side were like, they didn't care that we were there for this middle thing. They were just like saying the most insane things to like my daughter and stuff, like putting lasers in her. And they had guns, and one of them discharged their firearm in the air. And I think to myself, we pushed all of that there was anger and aggression. We pushed it away. We made people go to their cars, and we didn't stop. We didn't stop until they turned on their car and actually drove it away. And there was no violence with it. We just, anybody that was being violent like that, they just got pushed away like that. This is what I'm saying. It's like, is that now I'm in the position that my goal is to find love and unity in all of that. Like, I was in between it, and I want to just like figure out how to get them together, because I think the common goals are this. I think the common problems, the root causes are the same.
Yeah.
There's not enough resources, not enough housing, not enough food, shelter, safety. Gosh dang, it's pretty simple. Just get that. Everybody just wants to be happy.
Right.
If you only sell and if you only put things in a certain way, it turns out a certain way. If you only sell white baby dolls with blue eyes, even black girls, even brown kids, even they will buy white baby dolls with blue eyes.
I wanted all baby dolls. I don't know about you, Daydra, but I wanted them all.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think we're just getting to this point of like, it seems like we all see it happening. We see there's different things happening, and we have to like get excited about that. Get excited about like, oh, there are different people, and they teach us very different things. And when the COVID came around, it affected people differently. Mental health affects people differently. Like people in Latin regions, they explain depression and mental health in their belly. And, I remember being taught that in graduate school. Then I remember my very first like client that started describing a really bad stomach ache for the last 4 weeks. And then I just started going down the algorithm of, is this person suffering from depression? And yes, they were. So we're in the process of learning our connection to our body and these thoughts and stuff.
I can't imagine, like, people are still going through that trauma from COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still going through that. They're still going through it. It's because it's another root issue. We don't have trust in the system. So
100%.
Yeah, there's just a lot of discourse about it. And it's more about the root of it is well, people know that there's a lot of money to be made in everybody getting vaccinated. So everybody knows that there's some sort of money attached to something. And maybe part of this journey is understanding that we're here for this experience. And I don't know, I could get an experience from the environment, or apparently I can get an experience to help me not have an experience from the environment. And then that very well could happen, but I could also get an experience from something that we've, you know what I'm saying? It's like this interdimension upon dimension. It's like, do I want to have my experience just naturally, or do I want to, I think, and then the other piece of that is that the sun cycle, the things that come with the goddess energy and the pandemic stuff, it's only the pandemics come and go. So when Hathor came or when the lady came, she identified herself through the Catholic Church as the lady. That's what they called her. I really don't know what she called herself when she came to the children there. But she came for 153 days, and she came right before World War I and right before the 1918 pandemic. She came right before those things, and came for 153 days, and then had a complete lights in the sky experience with like a lot of people, a lot of all the newspapers published it. There's pictures, everything. And it's an official Catholic miracle in the sky. And it was viewed by and taken pictures of. So it's like this really happened. And then it's got that 153 in it again. So then you're going, well, why does it have the 153 in it? What is all of this going on with that? And so it's just giving us these little tiny pings of letting us know, hey, she sent forth her messengers. He's got the signs and symbols. He's assembling the people that have the signs and symbols too, which is everybody. That's why you don't even hear me. You hear me just nonstop talk about it. There's this group of women that incarnate on sun cycles. They have something in them, and I don't have the ability to like diminish it or like have somebody tell me what they know. This fucking group of women fucking form a ring, and they're fucking like badass. Okay, they're just fucking badass. That's the way it is. Our ability to get them there is sometimes tested, but I think we already got there. I already believe that we've already got there. So a badass team of women who are connected to the goddess energy awakens in a new way.
Your cat is like totally in the background.
Like
Sorry.
having an awesome trip in the back behind you.
Really?
The cat is loving the energy
Yeah,
right now.
both of them are running around the house just playing. They have a lot of energy right now.
Mm-hmm. Look at Timber.
Am I?
That chair looks so good.
He's
Oh my
got
gosh,
mine on
I
the
stole your
seat.
pad.
Felice is on the seed growing pad. I'm trying to get Hunter to come over and light it up right now. I haven't seen him in a couple days. I wanted to hear what his journey was back with because when I went up to this journey to the Puddles pity party, I got my dad, I got Hunter, and we all went up in the hills of Sherwood, Oregon, and in Sherwood Forest, Oregon, and we had magical experience. And then we went to the Puddles party, and I haven't heard how their journey was back yet, but so and Hunter also got a blanket. He got one of those weighted blankets. He was given a weighted blanket.
I used one during meditation. I actually used one of my kids' old one. My kids loved it. Your son might really enjoy it. I enjoy it. My husband enjoyed it. I had to get like a one for him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, loves it.
My son does have a weighted blanket.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Paw Patrol one, but yeah, it's a heavy one. But
Yeah.
they're nice. They're like filled with rice or something.
Yeah, something. I
Yeah.
busted one open, or my dogs did, I think, like in the lawn. It did. It was like little bitty, teeny tiny little rice petals. But yeah, we love them. I like love it during meditation. It's supposed to like help with meditation. It like makes you feel, I guess, like you're tight.
Like held.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it. What are you doing, Anthony? Are you ready to do yoga?
Oh, is it time to do yoga now? Are we
He's
doing
trying to
yoga
go.
now?
Or he's like, do you want to?
All right. Do we want to do the dice again?
Whatever you want to do.
Yep. And then you should have Timber. You should have Timber read us what we're doing. You should have him tell us what we're doing.
I don't know what we're doing.
Come on, Timber. Come
Anthony,
on. We're just gonna pull him in. Don't
And
even
you
care.
can read out the positions as we go through.
I don't know what they're called.
Well, there's
Yeah,
a book.
Timber,
The book right
tell
here
us-
tells you.
Tell us your favorite yoga positions.
Make
Let's
them up.
go.
Hold on, I'm gonna switch.
They want your favorite yoga position.
Downward dog.
The downward dog. You know what I want to know what my vape is.
1 mat, 2 mats.
Oh, I thought we were gonna share one.
you want, we can share, but,
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Oh. Oh, yes.